Hola clase. Today we are going to talk about infinitive verbs and what to do specifically with infinitives that end in AR. Okay, we're going to use the Doodle Grammar verbs organizer. We're going to fill that out together here. I'm going to walk you through each of the steps. We will start, of course, with numero uno, number one. Over in the corner here in the sun and el sol, the infinitive, infinitivo in Spanish. Infinitive is the most basic form of a verb in all languages. Infinitives, we have plenty of them on our vocabulary list. All of those verbs, all of those actions are infinitives, the way that you see them on the vocabulary list and the way that you've been using them. To calculate, to formulate, to present, to learn, to teach, to listen, all of those are infinitives in English. And in Spanish, escuchar, enseñar, aprender, hablar, all of those are infinitivos in Spanish. Moving on to número dos, two. In English, the infinitive always has the to do, to listen, to see, to hear, to speak, to eat, to write. All of those are examples. So the to plus an action gives you what we call an infinitive in English. In Spanish, the infinitive is only one word. The word, the verb, the action, the infinitive in Spanish always ends in a combination of these three, AR, ER, and IR. Those combinations of letters will always be the endings for infinitives in Spanish. AR, ER, IR. You see three examples down below. Hablar, comer, or escribir. Hablar, to speak, ends in an AR. Comer, to eat, ends in an ER. And escribir, to write, ends in an IR. We know those three verbs are infinitive because of those endings. Scrolly down to number four. In order to find the verb stem, you need to take away the infinitive ending. Infinitive endings are AR, ER, IR. Okay? So if you can use the flower image as an example, okay, we're going to use the verb hablar as it shows on the right-hand side of the document. You can add that into your flower here. The stem of the verb hablar is all of the letters in the verb minus the AR. Okay, so you're taking off the ending, the infinitive ending. You're left with what we call a stem, HABL. That is your stem. In order to use this verb, hablar, in a sentence that doesn't include me gusta, me interesa, me aburre, me encanta, in order to say I speak, you speak, we speak, they speak, in order to change the verb, we need to add verb endings to the stem. Those verb endings can be found in the petals of the flower. For yo, your new ending is an O. To you, this is you, familiar, friend, family member. The new ending is an AS. So you take what you have in the stem, HABL, and you add an O if you are the one doing it. If I am speaking, yo hablo. Tú hablas. He, she, you formal. Él, ella, usted habla. Nosotros, nosotras, that's we. Amos is your ending. Vosotros is you all in Spain only, and ice is your ending. Ellos, ellas, ustedes, they, mixed or boys only. Ellas, they, girls, female, identified only. Ustedes, y'all, hablan. So to recap, infinitives are the most basic form of the verb. Infinitives are the most basic form of the verb, as I just said. In order for us to use these verbs in context, we must remove their infinitive ending, A-R-E-R-I-R, and add the new endings based on the subject. Okay? Based on the subject, the person who's doing the action, who is doing the speaking. If it's yo, I add an O. If it's y'all, I add an AN. If it's us all together, I add an AMOS.